everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of the Lost and Found Project.
Are you excited?
I'm really excited. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
My name is Brandy.
And I'm Shelby. We're husband and wife. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you guys about everything from addiction to
Jesus
to recovery to work to
homelessness,
helping people on the streets, helping people in the grocery stores, wherever it's at. That's what we're here to talk about.
Absolutely. We really want to bring awareness to the homelessness and the substance abuse. So people know about it, but they really don't. They don't know. I mean, they know about it, but they just kind of put it back here.
Right. It's kind of like a thing that gets put in the back of the file, and it's like, oh, did you see the homeless guy, or did you see the drug addict at the local convenience store? And that's all that ever gets said about it.
Those are people.
And there's families that are missing them. There's families that love them.
Those are people. Yeah, someone's mom, someone's brother, someone's dad.
Yep.
And we're supposed to help those people.
Yep.
That's what Jesus called us to do, was to help the broken, the orphans. I don't know the exact, because I just started following Jesus.
Right.
But
yeah, it's this podcast is going to be it's going to be raw. It's not going to be perfect all the time, and it's going to be just me and her talking about some crazy stuff, some funny stuff, some sad stuff. But it's going to be fun. I can tell you that.
Be real stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be real.
Real stuff. Real dogs barking in the background.
Right.
Real washing machine going. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're just going to start whenever, like, a kind of active addiction. We're not really going to talk about that much.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to tell some stories just to kind of pique people's interest, but
yeah, it's not going to be too much. Like, when it was all ending, we were homeless.
Oh.
We were strung out. I had chronic liver failure, and I would go to the hospital, and they would say, we can't help you here. You're going to keep doing drugs. So, you have to leave. And it was cold outside, and it was like 6 to 9 months, if I didn't, my liver was just going to fail completely.
Right.
And the hardest thing, I don't know, what was the hardest, looking back, the hardest part, like, in addiction, you know what I'm saying, an active addiction, like the hardest thing where you're like, man, I can't believe that just happened.
I think it would relate to the homelessness part. Like, when we finally got homeless, and it was like, oh snap, this is real. We really don't have nowhere to sleep tonight. And remember that park?
We really don't have nothing.
In Norman, and we were sitting on that park bench, and it was like, just walk around.
Just walk around and be homeless.
And then, like, that's it. And then we were calling people, and nobody was answering.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I think that was probably the hardest moment in my life. I mean, I can't even say it. That was the hardest moment, I believe, in my life.
I don't know that. I don't wish that feeling on anybody else.
Right.
But I do. Does that make sense?
Because they're not going to change. Bottom, right? They have to hit their bottom.
They're not going to change unless they feel that feeling right there.
Right.
And so the hardest, I mean, that was hard for sure. And I didn't know. The hard part was when we were in the parking lot, and my mom drove off, and she was taking my stepdad to his chemo treatments.
Oh man.
In the city, and we didn't want to get sober. If we wanted to get sober and stop doing drugs, she would have let us come stay with her.
Right.
She would have helped us any way we could, but we just wouldn't do it.
I played it off pretty good. But it's crazy that we talk about that, because today at work, I wasn't talking about it, but I was sitting in my office, and that thought came through my head, like, we don't have to do that no more. Mm-mm. Like, our families can answer the phone, and they know that we're safe today.
They know that we're probably not doing anything stupid.
And if we are, it definitely doesn't involve drugs or any kind of stupid stuff like that. But
pallets of donations. 4 pallets of Hostess donations.
Yeah. A pallet of water.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was so hard though.
Yeah. So,
but that was so hard though, because putting myself in her shoes now, even in that moment, it was really hard for me.
Right.
But I was so empty, and everything. So it was hard. And I was like, I can't believe I just did that.
So funny story about those 2 days, or it's like 3.5 days, 4 days.
2 or 3 days, yeah. We
And-
paid like $28 for coming
Yeah.
and let us stay.
And we were so excited. We had these coins that I knew they were fake. I knew they were fake.
Who would leave behind $50,000 coins?
Right.
I was just hanging on to them. Love that.
Right. And
I'll be back with your drugs.
that's usually how it happens. Don't worry, I'm coming back. But no,
Still haven't seen that person.
we walked. We walked probably what? It was about 4 miles, 5 miles.
Felt like 20.
Yeah, and it was like August, so it's 108 degrees in
It's
Oklahoma.
just time that when it's crazy. It was February.
Oh, well then it wasn't that hot. Why was it so hot that day?
Freezing cold.
That day?
Yeah, you must have been hot or
I
something.
was probably high, but anyway, so it was hot to me. But clearly it was February.
February.
But we walked like 5 miles to the,
And then closest coin dealer.
yeah, and then when we walked in there, he's looking at us like, who are these people? And I'm like, I got these coins.
My aunt gave these to me and they're trying to read the story. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He hit us up to the market.
Yeah, he hit it with a magnet, and all three of them was like,
It's like all of our dreams and everyone was on
shattered.
gone.
Yeah. Like,
Just like when we went to the casino with $1 and change, and mad we didn't lose any
yeah.
money.
Mad that we didn't walk out of there rich. Like,
That was our come up.
Yeah. So that right there is just, that's like 4 days of what a normal addiction looked for us. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff, but then we're also going to talk about, like, now that you're sober, now that you've got this life, what does it look like to you today, though? You know, what does a day in the life look like to Brandy today?
Man, Brady used to go to work for 8 to 10 hours a day, maybe 12.
Right.
Just kidding. And go to work and come home and do whatever the heck I want to do, you know?
Right.
And what I want to do is sit down and watch TV.
Right.
And hey, let's start a podcast. We're not busy enough already.
Right. Like, we don't have enough stuff going on, but
Right.
let's cram this into the work.
But we get to do these things. These are all the things that we pray for.
Right.
Whenever we're sitting there homeless, you know, please, God, please just somebody give me a chance so I can get a job. I promise I'll do good.
Right.
You know, I promise I won't take it for granted this time.
So many times, I know I took it for granted, and those foxhole prayers.
Yeah, I took my whole life for granted.
Right.
Up until that point, you know, like
Yeah.
everything that we did, and even our addiction, I took for granted. You know, that how easy we had it, because really we had it pretty easy up until then. So
yeah, until the very end, we did. You know, and I'm glad that we had it, because it was like a shut off. It was like one day everything's good, and today it is over.
done.
And it was over, and but now we get to go to work. We get to work in a treatment center, and not only a treatment center, but we get to work for one of the oldest treatment centers in the state of Oklahoma, and it's a pure blessing. And
God made it happen, because
right.
we didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
God and Steve Lester.
Yeah, and not only that, but like the drive up to Enid that day, you know, I was just telling a story yesterday doing a group, but the drive to Enid, I remember me and you talking like we are now, and it's like, we're going to go in there, we're going to work our butts off, we're not taking days off, we're not taking holidays off. That first year was hard for families because we're brand new sober. You know, we're 2 years sober, because you have to be 2 years to work at the center, but
It's still brand new.
it's still brand new. You're still a baby.
Trying to figure out how to live life. We're still trying to figure out how to live life at 6 years.
Right. And so going in there with that mindset of like, hey, we're going to do something different than we've ever done in our lives. Yes. And here we go.
I don't care if they have any cleaning toilets. They're going to be the best toilet cleaners they have.
Right.
You know, and it changed our lives, really.
Completely.
Because that first year of being sober was real hard.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was real hard.
We'll get into some of that later, but I think the first year, and then I think, was it year 2? I get you tell me all the time, but I get it all the stuff mixed up.
You were just talking about 2 years, about year 2. So I was
right.
What part?
I'm trying to figure out. So where was we when you lost Cooper. I got the pacemaker. That was
That was a
year
little
one.
over a year. That was like
Okay.
maybe 1 year or 2
Yeah.
months.
So see, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's all messed up to me. I don't.
It was all blurred together.
Yeah,
COVID.
it
Blame it
all
on COVID.
feels, right. It all feels like a pancake, but
It was hard.
it's still hard. I mean, but it's also still very easy. Like life is very simple for us today. It's not. We are very busy, but it's simple stuff.
Yes.
You know, and so
Yes.
like we go to work, we come home, we cook dinner, or we get something, whatever it is, and then
It's a little simpler for him because he's, the guy who's
Yeah.
kind of spoiled.
I'm very
Like,
spoiled. I will
He says,
admit
get
that.
up and go to work. I get up at 4:30
Yeah.
and we go to work at 7:30. I get him up at 6:45.
Yeah.
And then we work all day. We love what we do. It's not like manual labor.
Right.
I mean, it's mentally and emotionally exhausting.
Yes. Yes.
So you have to really pace yourself and do a lot of self-care. And, and then we come home and, what do we do? Sorry, the dog just moved the camera. That was not an earthquake.
Yeah.
But we're going to college. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? Like,
Right. Right.
oh my gosh.
2 drug addicts going to college.
And making straight A's.
Yeah.
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 And it's not our first class. This is
Right.
probably our 8th class.
Right. And we do what we have to do, and I love it. I mean, there's days when I'm like, man, what is all this, and then there's days when it's like, man, I'm so happy that I get to do what I get to do.
Yeah.
And
you get to do it. And then really cool. And then we get to help other people realize that they get to do it.
Right.
And so when we first got sober, and people were like, oh, it's my pleasure, watching me get sober.
Right.
And I couldn't figure out what they
Right.
were talking about. I was like, your pleasure. You're not getting nothing out of this.
Right.
And now I see what they get. They get to watch someone else feel that joy and that happiness that they felt.
Yeah, there's some peace, there's some serenity knowing that whatever it was like, I got to be a part of that. Just a small part, but I got to be a part of that.
And then, there's the heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
But the joy and, the helping the people, and it's really cool. And people, I've only been doing this for 5 years, right?
Right.
And so there's people from 4 years ago, they're like, oh, hey. And I'm like, hi. They're like, thank you so much for such and such. And I'm like, wow, did I do that? Are you sure that was me?
Right. Right.
Wow.
It's, so the work is enjoyable. The home life is enjoyable. For you guys that are new to me and Brandy, we literally spend every moment of every day together and have for 9 years.
9, 10.
Almost 10, something like that.
And at one point it was 24 hours a day we were awake.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of hours.
So, I mean, really, it could be 15 years probably, but.
What are your timelines? Your timelines are all messed up. Right. Like, yeah, we lived there for 7 years.
Yeah. I never lived nowhere for 7 years. And so.
Like it was 3 months.
Yeah.
But I'll just let you tell your story.
Yeah, but it's like 24 hours at a time, sometimes 6 days at a time.
Yeah, 24 hours, 6 days at a time.
But so we got the work, we do this every day, all day, and she's still my best friend, and
we work together, we do it all.
Everything. And for a long time, we only had one car because it was like, why do we need two? Now
we're together. Now we just follow each other everywhere we go. That's not stupid. We do. Like, we're like, all right, ready to go to work? Okay, we just follow each other out of the driveway. Right. I'm just now realizing this.
Yeah. So it was probably about a month ago, and we're pulling out and turning right down the street, and I was like, I'm literally following her to the same spot.
Yeah, the same spot. And then we leave work, too.
Yeah.
The craziest part. Well, not always.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why we have to go in separate cars, because I get stuck. And he's like, I'm out of here. I don't know what you're doing, but I'll see you whenever you make it out.
Yeah.
And
I've had some really good people in my life that we work for that are like, Shelby, you have to stop working at some point. And Brandy has these same people. And maybe they'll hear this, and maybe they'll see this, and they'll start telling her the same thing they told me.
That was a big switch me out.
But I
'Cause
mean,
they tell
you
me
don't
that.
listen to me.
But
But
they thought I was leaving.
right, well, she's not leaving, and I try to leave. Like today, I'm typically supposed to leave the office about 3:30. It was 4:30 I left today. But it's, you know,
It
when
evens out, you know.
right, but when you get clients that come walking by and you can tell that there's something going on,
Mhm.
it's like, hey, you know, are you okay? And then before you know it, it's a 45-minute conversation, and you're like, well, do you feel better? You know,
Yeah.
and that then I get to come home and I'm like, man, I feel good about that
Maybe
because
they didn't leave
right,
tonight, you know. She
right,
took a few extra minutes to
right,
sit there and just hear them. That's
right,
all they want to do is be heard.
right.
Speaking of being heard, we are going to take a break.
Yep.
And this is where, if anybody wants to insert a commercial,
Yeah.
we will do commercial breaks.
Yep.
And sing, and Shelby will dance.
Yeah.
And yeah, all
We'll do it
you
all.
have to do is pay us $500 a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it for free, probably.
Yeah,
But
probably.
anyways, okay, well, we'll see you after this.
Alrighty. Thank you.